Kia ora class. Today what we're going to look at is how we know what the Catholic Church teaches about ethics, about moral dilemmas. And that's really the sources of Catholic ethics. And there are four main sources that we can look to. The first of those is natural law, and that's one that we've already looked at. Natural law is this idea that every human has imprinted on their hearts, on their psyche, certain desires, and these desires are good, or these inclinations are good. And so we have an idea just from our desires and our natural inclinations what is right or wrong. So everyone experiences that some things are wrong, things like murder, things like stealing, things like betraying a friend, or running away when we are dealing with something that's tough that we should deal with, or abandoning those who we have responsibility to care for. Every society, every person in history have, well, with some exceptions, have felt that these things are wrong. And this is what we call the natural law, this natural law experience. This is a source of Catholic ethics, as well as, I guess, our more traditional sources like the Bible. And it's an important source. We remember from our last unit that the Catholic Church is on about faith and reason, right? So both of these are important ways where we discover God. And that's the same in ethics. For the Catholic Church, the natural law is kind of the reason side, one that's attached to our experience, and we reasonably come up with what is right or wrong. We also look to the wisdom of Scripture. Scripture is not, first of all, a moral textbook, but it has a moral sense, gives us commandments, but also gives us stories which illustrate how to live a good life. And again, not everything in Scripture is necessarily the right way to live, but it's through the consequences of people's actions can show us what is the good way to live. The tradition is really important as well. So as Catholics, we believe that God is revealed not just through Scripture, but through tradition as well. So the teaching that's been passed on through the fathers of the church and the saints and the liturgy, these are all things that can inform our view of moral matters as well. And last of all is the magisterium, so the teaching authority of the church. And this includes encyclicals, letters written by popes, and things like the Vatican documents. So these are all important parts of that. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to interpret each of these, and I'll introduce the task for today.